There's a cycle coming at you 9/15/2015. Kind of recorded this video ass backwards, but we'll link it all together the proper way. Spent a good part of the morning and a little bit of the afternoon out here at Pulaski County at the Winamac Fish and Game Preserve. Met my buddy Mark in the morning. Went to the shooting range. I hadn't been out to this range for eons. They really fixed it up really nice. You'll see that in the video. I took my Savage 17 HMR and just shot 10 rounds at one of the targets, 100-yard distance. And then I brought my Savage Model 12 22-250, went to the 200-yard table and sighted that puppy in. I didn't have a spotting scope, so I did a lot of walking, but I shot at 3 different targets, and I thought the results were pretty good. After this part of the video, I'm going to show you the shooting range, and then show you what Mark and I did putting up his tree stands. All it does is I show them up there with the assembled stand. I'm not a deer hunter, but I'm pretty impressed with what these guys do and how dedicated they are to the sport. And then as a wrap up, I'll pull out the targets and we'll take a look at the results. Okay, here we are at the Winamac shooting range. It's a registration area. Give you the range hours and the rules. Pretty standard. I'm going to take you through and show you the various stations. At the DNR office, bathrooms, and this is the 50-yard range. About 5 tables there. Pretty nice setup. These areas are, they have landfill baffles or ridges between them for safety. And then over here, we've got the 25-yard range. Okay, let's walk back. It's really a nice area out of the 3 fish and wildlife areas. JP, Kingsbury, where I shoot a lot, and this one at Winamac, which is very nice. I haven't been here in a long time. They really fixed this place up. I think I'll be coming out here a little bit more. Just a pretty long drive for me, almost an hour. Here's where I sighted in my 22-250. This is the 200-yard range. And boy, let me tell you, that little red dot, looking it through that 10-power scope, was a little tougher than I thought, but the results came out pretty good. And then over here, I got the 100-yard range. Pretty nice, very nice. Okay, now that the shooting's over with, I'm getting my putting up a tree stand 101 lesson here with Mark, and he's getting the first one set up. We're here at one of the areas over at Winamac, and pretty interesting. He's trying to get me to be a deer hunter, but I don't know. I don't have any patience for ice fishing, and this looks like another challenge, but we'll pick it up at stand 2. Okay, here we are at tree stand number 2. Mark making the assault up to the top to secure the top. Hey, I got a big shout out to all you deer hunters. You guys are a dedicated breed because, like I said, I don't think I got the patience for this, but this has been very interesting. Going to go back to the range. I'm going to take some shots of the range and then head on back to the ranch. Okay, here are the results on the range. This was 10 rounds with my 17 HMR at 100 yards. Looked like, let's see, 5 shots outside the bullseye. There was, you know, sun was coming up in the morning and the rain faces the east. And I have a couple of cataracts in my eyes that are not really starting to give me trouble, but when I look through the scopes, it kind of blurs it out a little bit. And the I was using that SWA 10 power or SWFA 10 power scope, and I really like it. Really built well, really solid. Clarity is not as good as like the Nikon Pro Staff that I've got. But it's still pretty decent. The problem that I had is the crosshairs in the reticle are very thin, and the way that the light was coming in, I was having a hard time trying to find the red, the crosshairs in the red. But eventually there were, I think, about 4 rounds that made it. So that was okay. I used this stuff. I have a whole bunch of stuff, but this Hornady 17 grain VMAX is really pretty good stuff. The other shoot with the 17 HMR, I was using 2 kinds of ammo. I was using this Remington 50 grain AccuTip, and then I had the Remington High Performance 55 grain. The 55 grain was a little bit more accurate. That was about the only thing I could deduce from the test. The other stuff's pretty good, but the 55 grain was a little bit more accurate. I started out, and this is where I had a laser bore sighter that I first used, started out with from Wheeler, and got me on the paper, and then this was the first group. Okay, then I came back, okay, made a couple of adjustments. Okay, this was the second group, and put up another target. Made a couple of fine adjustments, got a little bit closer, shot a few more rounds. Okay, it looked like I was starting to get it dialed in, and then I made one more adjustment, set up one more target, and that was the finished product. And I'm telling you, that red bullseye looked pretty small even through that 10 power scope. Had a couple of floaters here, but this I'm pretty pleased with at that distance. So that was the results of the test. I'm actually recording this Wednesday morning, the 16th, and in a few hours I'm going to be going to my buddy Charlie's. We're going to drive over to my cousin Tim's, and we're going up to Lake Erie. I wanted to say something. I was watching some videos this morning, and I saw the one video that Metthem88 had put out on a package that Ammo King sent him. At the end of Methem's video, he revealed that 2 of his very close friends who were bikers were killed in an accident. You know, prayers to them and their families, and to you, Methem. I know how you feel. Back when I was going to college, had my deferment for 4 years. I had 2 real close friends killed in Vietnam. Excuse me.
One was a tank driver and the other one was a paratrooper for 101st Airborne. That all happened my sophomore year, maybe within about a 2-month period. And then that particular summer, a real close friend of mine who was first man on our golf team, got a full ride down to Ball State, came over to my house. I was rebuilding the engine in my 64 Ford, and he asked me if I wanted to go out and scuba dive with him, and I told him, nah, I had to get this finished and I had to get back down to school. I was at home at the time during the summer. My dad woke me up in the morning, showed me the newspaper, and my buddy had drowned in Lake Michigan. And I could tell you there's nothing tougher than to walk into that funeral home and you know, see one of your close friends laying in the casket. So Metthem, all things come to pass, but prayers to you and your friends and their families and their loved ones. So this will be my last video for a couple of days. Going to take some videos of perch fishing up at Lake Erie, and we'll catch y'all later. Davey Ammo Psycho, over and out.